What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for NFL Week 7. Millionaire Maker.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon
so you don't miss our new videos.
Okay guys, this is for the Millionaire Maker slate, which is the Sunday main slate at 1 p.m. Oh, and stick around to the very end of this video. After I show you all my picks in the Draft Dashboard tools, I'll show you these players in DraftKings and in FanDuel, the Millionaire Maker slates. There'll be 2 spots open that you have to fill in, but you'll have a great Millionaire Maker core. Okay guys, NFL Week 7. Let's take a look at the quarterback position. So I'm thinking outside the box a little bit on this one. I'm going to go with a quarterback with low ownership and low salary because I want to stack him up with a wide receiver who I think is going to do really well here in Week 7. So let's save some salary at the quarterback position. And my Millionaire Maker quarterback is Tua Tagovailoa from the Miami Dolphins playing the Atlanta Falcons, who have the 9th worst defense overall, and they give up the 4th most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. Tua Tagovailoa, he's averaged 14.4 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 2.3 rush attempts per game. He's only going to be about 3% owned, but he came back last week. He put up 25 fantasy points. He had 3 rush attempts in that game. He was looking good, and he's projected at 18 fantasy points here in Week 7. He's only $5,500 DraftKings salary, $1,600 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 48 points scored in this game, with the Dolphins trailing by 2.5. So you got a relatively high scoring game. It's a medium scoring game, not low, not high. But there's going to be plenty of points scored in this game. And he's got a great matchup here versus the Atlanta Falcons. I think he can score another 20 plus fantasy points in this one at low salary and low ownership. I think he's going to be a sneaky quarterback play here in Week 7, which makes him a great Millionaire Maker quarterback. So I like Tua Tagovailoa here versus the Atlanta Falcons.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching.
If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal,
all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won.
And we'll send you $25 PayPal.
So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Okay, let's take a look at the running back position. My Millionaire Maker running back is Darrell Henderson Jr. from the LA Rams playing the Detroit Lions, who have the 6th worst defense overall, and they give up the absolute most fantasy points to opposing running backs. Darrell Henderson Jr. has averaged 18.2 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 16.2 rush attempts per game and 3.2 pass targets per game. He's going to be about 16% owned, and he's on the field for 79% of the snaps. That's super high for a running back, and he's projected at 17.2 fantasy points here in Week 7. He's $6,600 DraftKings salary, $1,400 more on FanDuel. And Vegas thinks there's going to be 50.5 points scored in this game, with the Rams favored by 14.5. So you got a high scoring game, a fantastic matchup, and a running game script. And the Rams have a good offense. He's going to get those goal line carries. Tons of opportunity in this one. Should get over 20 touches. So I like Darrell Henderson Jr. here versus the Detroit Lions. Okay, let's take a look at the wide receiver position. So I want to save some more salary here and stack up a wide receiver with Tua Tagovailoa. So I like, well, my Millionaire Maker wide receiver is Jalen Waddle from the Miami Dolphins playing the Atlanta Falcons, who have the 9th worst defense overall, and they give up the 10th most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Jalen Waddle has averaged 14.1 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 8.3 pass targets per game. He's on the field for 81% of the snaps. He's going to be about 8% owned, which I think that ownership is a little bit low. I think this guy's going to have a stellar week 7. He broke out last week with 13 pass targets, scored 29 fantasy points. I think he's going to get double-digit pass targets in this game. He's projected at 13.5 fantasy points here in week 7, and he's still only $5,600 DraftKings salary, $300 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 48 points scored in this game, with the Dolphins trailing by 2.5. So good matchup. This guy's going to be a star this season. So I like Jalen Waddle here versus the Atlanta Falcons. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all the tools for NFL. NBA is right around the corner. This is a great time to get in and try everything for 1 month. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, moving on to the tight end position. My Millionaire Maker tight end is Darren Waller from the Las Vegas Raiders playing the Philadelphia Eagles, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they give up the 10th most fantasy points to opposing tight ends. Darren Waller has averaged 14.3 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 8.8 pass targets per game. He's on the field for 89% of the snaps. He's going to be about 10% owned, projected at 15.1 fantasy points here in week 7. He's $6,700 DraftKings salary, $100 more on FanDuel. So I like that price on both sites. He looks really cheap on FanDuel, so I love that FanDuel price. And Vegas thinks there's going to be 48.5 points scored in this game, with the Raiders favored by 3.5. So you got a good tight end matchup, a close, competitive game, and I think Darren Waller is due to have a huge game this week. Only 5 pass targets last week. I think he gets double-digit pass targets in this one, and I think he scores close to or over 20 fantasy points, and his salaries come down a little bit, and his ownership is just about right there at 10%. So I like Darren Waller here versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video.
You've unlocked the bonus content. Okay guys, here we are in the DraftKings lineup optimizer over on Draft Dashboard. We have our Millionaire Maker core locked in here, and we've generated a lineup. So let's see who we got. We got Tua Tagovailoa. We got why can't I say this name? Cordero Patterson, Darrell Henderson, Mike Evans, Jalen Waddle, Darnell Mooney, Darren Waller, TJ Hawkinson, and the Cardinals defense. So I don't normally play 2 tight ends, but I like this. I like Darren Waller, and I like TJ Hawkinson here. I think TJ Hawkinson is way underpriced, and his ownership is coming in at only 3%.
the Detroit Lions are going to fall behind in this game. They're going to have to pass the ball a ton. So I think TJ Hawkinson could have a ceiling game in this one. And Darren Waller is a steal at 6,700 DraftKings salary. He's going to be a stud this week. And Darnell Mooney, he's been playing really well as a salary saver pick here. And I just love the stack with Jalen Waddle and Tua Tagovailoa. I think that they're going to perform just like they did last week. And, usually it takes a couple of weeks before everybody picks up on those plays. So Jalen Waddle and Tua Tagovailoa still underpriced, still underowned. And Cordell Patterson has been ripping it up for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I believe they do get Calvin Ridley back and maybe Russell Gage. So that's going to eat into his target share or his usage rate. But I think he's still going to be able to get there. He's only 6,300 DraftKings salary at only 6% ownership. And he's such an explosive player. He only needs one or two big plays to make up all those fantasy points. So if you wanted to come off of Cordell Patterson, you could go with Chuba Hubbard from the Carolina Panthers. You could go with Josh Jacobs. But if you want to come off of Cordell Patterson, probably go with Chuba Hubbard here from the Carolina Panthers. But I'm going to keep Cordell Patterson in there. So I like this lineup a lot, guys. I'm going to save this lineup so I can change it later if there's any updates, injury updates, so I can optimize it later if anything changes. Okay, now here we are in the FanDuel lineup optimizer over on Draft Dashboard. We have our Millionaire Maker core locked in here. Oh, let's see what happened. Did we lose a player? No, we didn't. We got Darrell Henderson Jr. in there. So we got our Millionaire Maker core locked in here. We've generated a lineup. So let's see who we got. We got Tua Tagovailoa. We got Leonard Fournette, Darrell Henderson Jr., Jalen Waddle, Allen Robinson, Brandon Cooks, Darren Waller, Davante Adams, and the Bengals defense. So I like this lineup. I like how we were able to get Davante Adams into this lineup with Darren Waller, who is just way too cheap on FanDuel. Only 6,800 FanDuel salary. I think he's going to have a ceiling game here versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And I like the rest of this lineup. Some low ownership plays here with Brandon Cooks, Allen Robinson, Jalen Waddle at only 4% on FanDuel. I think that's a steal at only 5,900. And Leonard Fournette, who I think is a fantastic play here versus the Chicago Bears. Even though it's a tough matchup, they got a high-powered offense. And Leonard Fournette has been playing really well this season. So I like this lineup, guys. I'm going to save this lineup so I can optimize it later if anything changes.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NFL slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.